In this video you are going to learn how to attack in chess. And here it's a very nice position. Carlsen played with the white pieces and he managed to crush his opponent by sacrificing all of his pieces. Without further ado, let's dive in. He started the game in Norwegian Chess Championship 2005 with this move knight f3, and now we have knight f6 here, d4, b6. This is the Queen's Indian defense, and we can reach this position with different move order. White can start the game with the move d4, and after that c4, e6. Now we have different options with white, as you can see. Knight to c3 with the green arrow is something like Nimzo Indian defense. We can play the Catalan with the move g3 or knight f3, and we can decide. After this, for example, we have b6 and Queen's Indian defense. Here white played this move g3. I'm not going to see the opening or analyze it very deeply, but just follow the moves. b3, the pawn was under attack. Here takes, the bishop went there, we have the powerful bishop, and black should be a little careful, so he played d5 in order to shut down this position, and later he would like to play this move c5 to liberate his position. We have short castling, and here, for example, if you just play knight c6, it's out of the move. It's not a good move actually to play this one, because you harm your own plan. So the correct move is knight b to d7. He would like to play c5, and okay, the game continues like this. The bishop is under attack here, and rook e1. The main idea here is to push forward the pawn on e4 and try to open up the center, because white has a very nice development and he would like to open up the center. This bishop developed, bishop here, short castling, e4, following his plan, and now we have some exchanges, take, chop, and we have the bishop on e4. Here the sweet part came, because you see the rook is in the center of the board. We have an isolated pawn here with white and another one with black, but this pawn provides some support and we have some good squares. And here black played this move, attacking the rook, right? After this, the rook has decided where to go, and actually he played this move, rook h4. Very nice move, because it's a very aggressive one, and white's idea is to attack on f7. He cannot do it only with the rook, he needs only one piece, another piece, and we can do it with queen on c2 or queen d3. So white is preparing his attack, and after this he hide his rook on h3, but keeping this rook on h5. So he would like to prepare his attack against the enemy king. We have this move and queen e2, now bishop d5, rook e1, and here black didn't play the most ambitious move actually. When your opponent is attacking so hardly on your king's side, you have to do something in the other side of the board in order to distract him, and the best move here is to play something like a5 with the idea a4 to open up some lines there and create something. This is very nice. You have to do something like that. But black player was a little shocked with his maneuver, the rook maneuver on h4 and h3, and for that reason he played queen to b8, and he would like to exchange some pieces, but this is little passive. And after knight e5 we have here takes, queen c2, and he cannot really attack right now because the knight on f6 is providing very nice support. But after c5 he played knight to g4. Of course, black cannot capture on g4. Here, for example, he cannot capture because we have a checkmate. And he would like to eliminate the last defender. He would like to capture there with check, and after that to capture on h7 with a checkmate. For that reason, black played this move to control his pieces, to control his king's side actually, to provide some support of the king's side and avoid this checkmate on h7. And now we have rook e5, inviting all the pieces into the party, attacking the queen. Queen went there, and now we have a critical moment actually. this is a very critical moment because you need to do something. You have the initiative right now, the knight is under attack here, but we have the initiative, we have all the pieces ready to do something. And if you play the defensive move, if you go back or things like that, then you're going to lose the momentum. You are going to lose the initiative, and the other players start consolidate his position. And here we have to find something, and he found the best move here, to sacrifice the knight on h6 to open up enemy king. And there is a joke actually about the knight, because the knight is the worst piece ever. Even if you have here the king and knight and the enemy king is alone, you cannot checkmate the enemy king. But if you have one pawn, for example here, you can promote it. Let's imagine only the kings on the board, you can promote this one, create a new queen and win. So don't hesitate to sacrifice your knight, this is what I'm talking. And after this he just captured with the rook, and now we have another critical position for black. He has to do something, try to delay the checkmate. For example, if he just captures on d4, we have a checkmate in one move, and this is rook g5, checkmate. He cannot do anything. For that reason he played here king to g7, and his idea is after this check he can capture the rook. He is attacking the rook, and here we have to calculate in a practical game, is this correct? Is any bluff of our opponent, or he just calculate a brilliant defensive move? And in order to do that you need tactics. I already created an article about the tactics, you can read it below. You can find the link below of that video in order to read this article about the tactics and how to calculate accurately. It will help you a lot in this position. And we have a very nice move here, rook h4, and we are preparing this rook g5 threat. This is a nice move actually, but we have something even stronger, and you should not believe your opponent. And the strongest move here is rook g5 check. And after this, now Carlsen played rook to bishop c1, a very strong move. And he's threatening some discovered checks. For example, here he just captured the pawn, and after this very powerful check he cannot do a lot of moves. If he just goes here on h5, we have a brilliant checkmate with the rook, and all of white pieces are participating and control some diagonals, so he cannot go anywhere. We're attacking the enemy king. And here black decided to sacrifice his queen because he just captured some pieces, and he would like to sacrifice the queen in order to avoid the instant checkmate, and he's sacrificing the queen. So you have to be careful here on how to capture the queen. If you are just beginner or you are playing only for 1 year chess, you can just capture the queen, but strong players are not thinking like that. He is going to capture the queen in any case, right? But he has some time to do some other things, and this some other things is to give a check on h4. This is very important, and let's see why. If you just capture the queen, now black can capture there, and after e takes d4, this is check, discovered check with the bishop, we can put this one, and we can say we have queen for 2 rooks. This is equal, but he has an extra knight in this position. Maybe he can avoid the immediate checks right now, and black is little better here. It's not easy at all, but it's little better. So we have to do something else, and he played this rook h4. This is intermediate move. He's saving the rook from the check, from the capture, so the knight cannot capture, giving a check. And after this we have rook takes h5, another brilliant way to continue the game, because he is sacrificing and the enemy king is very vulnerable now. Take, check here. Actually he cannot put the queen in between because the bishop is helping now, and we can capture the queen with check. So he played king g4. Now he just captured the queen, and rook c8. Black is trying to open up his pieces, and now we have the final attack. Black is going to capture the bishop, and we should not play defensive moves, and Carlsen played a very nice and very cool move here, king to g2. The idea is to control some squares around the enemy king, and now black cannot give a check here on c2 because the queen can capture this rook. So he played rook takes c1, and now we have the final checkmate in 4 moves. This is the first check here. Now we have a difficult check with the queen. The king has to decide. He went there. We have another check, and after that he managed to capture on d4, sacrificing all of his pieces and create this brilliant checkmate in the center of the board. Really cool, right? Thanks for your time, and I hope you enjoyed the video. Here it's time for action. This is the initial page of my website, and here you can click Give me access to get access to free lessons. You can read this page, and if you scroll down, here you can add your name and your email. After that, you're going to take a free lesson how to avoid chess blunders. So, time for action is now, and you're very welcome to join my mail list.